Solve the following systems of equations algebraically using elimination or substitution, then graph each system to confirm your solution. So for this one, I think I'll use substitution because I notice that x is by itself. So I'll substitute this in for x, and I'll make the new equation 3y minus 5 plus y equals 3. 3y plus y gives me 4y. Then I add 5 to both sides, and I get 4y equals 8. Divide by 4, y equals 2. Now I need to know what x equals. So I'll plug y equals 2 back in here, and I get x equals 3 times 2 minus 5. X equals 6 minus 5. X equals 1. So my solution is 1, 2. Now to graph these lines, I need them to be in y equals mx plus b form. Right now they're not. So for the first one, I'll put it into y equals mx plus b form by subtracting x from both sides. So I get y equals negative x plus 3. So I can graph that line. I'm going to start at 0, 3 and go down 1 and over 1 each time. For the second one, I need to add 5 to both sides. So now I have x plus 5 equals 3y. Then I need to divide by 3 on both sides. So I get y equals x divided by 3 is 1/3 x plus 5 over 3. So to graph this line, I need to start at 5/3. 5/3 is 1 and 2/3. So that's 1, and then 2/3 is almost a little over halfway. And then my slope is up 1 and over 3. So I'm going to go up 1 and over 1, 2, 3. My point will be right there. Or I could go over 1 and up 1/3, which would put me right here, which does in fact confirm my solution that at the point 1, 2 the lines intersect. For the second equation, I'm going to use substitution again because I have the y by itself. So I get x minus negative 2x minus 4 equals negative 5. So I need to distribute this negative. So I get x plus 2x plus 4 equals negative 5. X plus 2x is 3x. Minus 4 from both sides, and we get that 3x equals negative 9. X equals negative 3. To solve for y, I need to plug it in. So I get y equals negative 2 times negative 3 minus 4. That's 6 minus 4, so y equals 2. So my point is negative 3, 2. The first line is already in y equals mx plus b form, so that's easy for us. So we'll start at negative 4 and go down 2 and over 1, or up 2 and to the left 1. The second equation we need to put into y equals mx plus b form. So it's x minus y equals negative 5. We can subtract x from both sides, so we get negative y equals negative x minus 5. And then if we divide by negative 1, then we get y by itself. X divided by negative 1 gives us positive x. Negative 5 divided by negative 1 is positive 5. So x plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go up 1 over 1 because our slope is 1. Same thing, down 1 over 1. And I notice that the lines cross at this point, which is in fact 1, 2, 3, negative 3, 2. So it confirms. All right, remember the diamond problems, we multiply to make the top and add to make the bottom. So we need two numbers that add up to make 0. Negative 10 and something adds up to 0. So negative 10 plus positive 10 is 0. Negative 10 times positive 10 is negative 100. 6 plus 8 is 14. 6 times 8 is 48. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. 10 times 7 is 70. 10 plus 7 is 17. Write the equation of each line described below. So we want a line with a slope of negative 2 and a y-intercept of 0, 7. So that's just going to be y equals negative 2x plus 7. A line with a slope of negative 3 over 2 and an x-intercept of 4, 0. So we're going to have y equals negative 3 over 2x plus b. We don't know what the y-intercept is. But what we do know is a point on this line. We have an x and a y value, so we can plug them in here. So I'm going to plug in 0 for y and 4 for x. So we get 0 equals negative 3 over 2 times 4 plus b. I'm going to solve for b. 0 equals, so negative 3 over 2 is the same thing as 4 over 1 times 4 over 1. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. Then I'll add 6 to both sides, and we get that b equals 6. So the equation of the line is y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 6. Graph the following parabola by following the steps below. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is find the vertex by using h, k. So I know that my h right here is going to be negative 3. Because if we have the equation y equals a times x, or actually we don't know what that, minus negative 3 squared minus 1. Minus negative 3 turns into x plus 3. So we know that the h is negative 3. And the k is negative 1. So the vertex is at negative 3, negative 1. We want to find the x-intercepts by plugging in 0 for y. So 0 equals x plus 3 squared minus 1. Add 1 to both sides. 1 equals x plus 3 squared. Now we need to take the square root of both sides. The square root of 1 is positive or negative 1. So we can split this into two equations. Positive 1 equals x plus 3, or negative 1 equals x plus 3. We subtract 3 from both sides, and we get x equals negative 4, or x equals negative 2. So our x-intercepts are negative 4, 0, and negative 2, 0. Find the y-intercept by plugging in 0 for x. So the y-intercept would be y equals 0 plus 3 squared minus 1. That would be 3 squared minus 1. 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. So the y-intercept is 0, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we can find the symmetry point right here. And then graph this parabola.